My name is Catharine. I'm the director of the Independent Cinema Office, and the Independent Cinema Office is the national support organisation for cinema exhibitors in the UK. And we work with film festivals and cinemas and film societies and pop-up cinemas and basically anybody who shows interesting films to audiences. On our website we have a big guide to how to start a local cinema, and we started it because lots and lots of people, everybody wants to start a cinema. So anybody who likes watching films and is interested in cinema always wants to have their own cinema. And if you ask film directors or people who work in the film industry or general people on the street, they will all say, I would love, my dream is to have my own cinema. And so we have lots of calls from people saying, what do I do? How do I start it? Where do I get the money? How do I get the films? So we wrote a guide, and it's online, and it's so that people can download it. And it goes through everything from what kind of films to show, to how you get the money, to what kinds of buildings you need to do, to what you need to think about, to all your marketing, to your fundraising, to your long-term strategies, so like absolutely everything. And it has lots of interviews on it with people who've done that, from big and small, from voluntary people to people who are paid, and it has lots and lots of examples and appendices and business plans and basically everything you need to know. Well, we do lots of different things. We try and we have an organisation that tries to work with exhibitors from from the start to the finish. So we book films for some people, we give them programming advice, we arrange events for them so they can come and watch films before they come out to inform their programming. We run lots and lots of training courses. We run a training course very much like this one, but it's for European film festivals, so we do that every year. We do courses in fundraising and marketing and education, and we also do distribution. So we distribute films that otherwise cinemas would not be able to show to their audiences because they're not seen to be commercial. So more interesting films, world cinema. So we try and provide a list of services for exhibitors from everything. So we give them content that they can show, then we try and give them the skills to equip them to build audiences for them, and then we also give them lots of information, and then we give them advice about the kind of films that they could be showing. Well, we are a UK-based organisation, so primarily the direct recipients of our services are in the UK, but we do some work internationally, so mostly through training. So we have done quite a lot of international training for exhibitors from all, across the world or from across. So some of the courses we do take place in Europe, and European exhibitors come to it. We're also a member of Europa Cinemas, so we go to Europa Cinemas conferences and give presentations. And we also have kind of different partners in other countries. So we do work with and a lot of our material and our information we put online so that people outside of the UK can get access to it. Oh yes, there are about 1,500 independent exhibitors in the UK. There is a huge burgeoning section of what's happening is that they're not traditional exhibitors, so there are not so many new cinemas being built with 3 screens and a cafe, but what there are lots of is lots more film festivals, lots of what we would call pop-ups, so one-off event cinemas where they show films for maybe 4 days in a tent or a reused building and then they go away again. There are something like 300 film festivals in the UK, about 200 more than there were 10 years ago. And so there are lots of different kinds of exhibitors. So technology has made a difference to them. So because people can show things on Blu-ray, they can show things digitally, it means all the costs are cheaper. So people are not just showing films in traditional cinemas, they're showing them in village halls, in old people's homes, in schools. And so that's kind of what's happening. But at the same time, there are probably maybe like 500, 600 traditional, if you like, cinemas in the UK as well that show independent film. And what's happening is we have noticed is that there's been a huge proliferation of that kind of activity, but it's different sorts. It might be people doing it voluntarily, it might be people doing it just in their local community. Because technology has changed, it's made things seem so much more accessible to people. So it seems to me there is lots more energy and vibrancy and passion, and also a kind of upswing in people realizing how you can use cinema to engage with your community, or in terms of culturally to do kind of lots of quite different things. People are digitizing their home movies in a region and doing archive shows and learning about their own culture and their own history and their own, there are lots of sort of different ways in which film is kind of changing people's lives. So yes, we have noticed a big trend in that.